So when I'm in the field in New Guinea with my local guides, I'm totally dependent upon them. They tell me which trees I can't touch, which trees I can touch, and why I can't. They show me how to build a fire. They can build a fire when it's pouring down rain. They can build a fire, in the bright sun anytime. They know what wood to use for a fire, which ones to use for a house. And so many times they've kept me out of trouble when I would have been in trouble otherwise. I'd always do what the local folks say, and I'm their guest in the field when I'm there with them. Once I was walking down the field with a couple of my guides, and they stopped, and they saw this little apple in the middle of the path with the top of it cut and twisted back. And they both sort of recoiled, and they said, "We can't go this way. There's a magical fence here." And I said, what are you talking about, a magical fence? They said, well, a shaman has come, and they've put a magical fence here, and they've closed this road. We have to go another way. So we walked quite a bit out of the way, off the path and around that path, and then onward to our field site. We did the work that we needed to do, and we came back. And later in the day, I had to go back. And of course, not being very superstitious, I just stepped right over the old magical fence and went onto the field site. The next day when I woke up in the morning, I had triggers so bad on my ankles that the itching was incredible, and they were blistering up, and I couldn't even put my boots on later that day. And the local guys looked at me and they said, "You stepped over the magical fence, didn't you?" And I said, "Yeah, as a matter of fact, I did." And they said, "Well, it's okay because we have some remedies for you." And they were able to get some magical leaves that I could put on my trigger bites. But they said, you have to pay attention to what we tell you, and you have to listen to us in the field. And I always have ever since then. But one of the things that this taught me is that a lot of the things that they call magic have a real scientific basis. And they might not understand why it works. That's why they call it magic. But these are the things that I'm really interested in studying when I'm over there, because that was a real biological phenomenon that I experienced. They called it magic, but I think that there's a lot to those things.